Okay, here we are in Nha Trang, Vietnam, Sunday, April 21st, 2024. We're in the part two of our Nha Trang videos. We're going to learn how to make those iconic conical Vietnamese hats. So our guide is explaining the virtues of the hat. They keep the sun off your face, your ears, your neck, and they also function as a fan. And they're actually very sturdy. They're made out of short pieces of, I guess it's some kind of bamboo straw or something. But anyway, they use an old mess kit plate with some holes punched in it to thread the pieces through to get them uniform in diameter, and then stretch them around the hat mold. And then they use another small piece of filament made also from the straw. And before we went in the shop, our guide Juan pointed out the kind of straw that how they grow it, what it looks like, and then they dry it, and then okay, so you're going to make it uniform in diameter the whole way. So it kind of goes in two steps. She makes a bunch of those rings and puts them on the hat mold, and then covers them with one layer of that flat straw. And they again, it's a different kind of straw that they use for the flat part that covers up the rings. And then she goes around and sews around in a circle several times, about, I don't know, maybe 5 inches apart, sews a circle around to hold the straw, the flat straw. And then they put one more layer of straw on top and sew that down. So when you actually look at the hat, you don't see any of those rings that she's making now because they're covered on the bottom by one layer of flat straw and on the top by another layer. And actually, when they're done making these things, they are very sturdy. Imagine it'll last for quite a long time. There, he's holding one that's done. Then they put a chin strap on the inside, and they make them in different sizes. One's for little kids and one's for adults. So I think they got this sales pitch down to a science where she puts the hat on, she fans herself with it several times, and okay, so Laurie informs me that the grass that they use to make this out of is called sedge, sedge, sedge. And of course, when we're done watching her make these things, we all bought a whole bunch of them. So we got them, we got them for the grandkids, we got them for ourselves. We got a whole batch of them. They don't cost very much. I think they were like $2.50 a piece or something like that. Some ridiculously small number. And you can see they're making a nice living for themselves. Swan told us that there's only a few families left in this particular neighborhood that make them. So, and you can see they have a nice house. And our next stop was making rice paper, and it's the kind of rice paper that you would get in a
Okay.
restaurant where you buy ring rolls or other things. You see all they put them out on those bamboo racks to dry. They're just out in the sun, all the flies and all the other bugs out there. They have a little shrine inside their house. Their house also serves as the factory.
A local shrine here. Nice.
You can see there's bags of this. They have a contract to make out. See those bags over on the left on the floor? Those are completed rice paper deliveries. They had some contract with a restaurant to produce a ridiculous amount of these things. I guess like a 3 month supply for the restaurant. So they have a fire pit over there where they burn rice hull, and they mix the rice flour with the water and the sugar to make the batter that you can see in that green container there. And then the little cup that she uses to spread it has just the right amount for one piece of rice paper. And the griddle that she's cooking the rice paper on is actually sitting on top of some a boiling water pot. So I guess it's uniformly heated by the boiling water below. She spreads it on there, smears it around so it's thin, cooks it for a little while, then picks it up, throws it on that wheel. Then the other gal picks it up, puts it on the bamboo, looks like a bamboo stretcher, drying rack, and they leave them dry in the sun until they're ready to take off and package up. And then you can see the fire. Yeah, you can see the fire pit there. And they once they burn the rice hull, the rice hull actually collect and used for fertilizer back out in the fields. So they really don't waste anything in this process. They have a little fan there, keep the furnace burning hot. Anyway, uh, after we left the rice paper factory, we went to a place where they introduced us to some new fruit. I call it the fruit house, but we had never seen this kind of fruit before. It's called mangosteen. Never heard of it, never seen it. And so they call it the queen of fruits in Vietnam, and we're able to try it. So watch part 3 where we go to the fruit house.